Yo guys, morning, welcome back to the Ahn Rho Project. This is the self-therapeutic psychiatric multimedia project and blah blah blah. If you would like a summary and introduction as to what we do, how we break it down into domains of life, to analogies, to the copyright-free music and all that kind of jazz, including the live stream schedule, all that kind of stuff covered in the past 3.5 years worth of introductions. You can find all that on my channel on YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, whatever, right? So with that being said, let's just dive right into what we want to cover today. As usual, we're going to split into maybe about 3-4 different segments. It's only going to last about 14.5 minutes long, so it won't take up too much of your time. I actually can't spare the time. That's the reason why I limit it to that much. So very quickly, the first maybe today, maybe about 8 minutes, so about half the stream is going to be focused on photography once again. A lot to do with diet, food, nutrition, business products, even finance, money. Again, these are all what I call domains or areas of life. Kind of thinking of life as a game or as a business or as a project, whatever analogy you want to use to describe it. These are different areas of life to manage, and that's what I'm going to cover, commentating over a lot of the photographs. Some of that you see right now, what you see is what you get. Okay, so you see the photographs right now, the screenshots. After that, the second segment of live stream, we're going to remove the photographs since we're done talking about that, and we're going to turn on the lights and I'm going to start moving around the room. So it's going to get very active. It's going to be very a little bit more engaging and interactive, because I'm going to be moving across the street, across my room, identifying the different regions and what needs to get sorted out in terms of administrative work, this project, working overtime, my health, even some fun and interesting things, maybe, entertainment, like some videos I saw, and some pop culture references if I get to that. Now, that being said, that's the second and the last portion. Actually is supposed to be the part where I do cover things that are more abstract, so like video content or, like I said, pop culture references. On the left hand side panel, you see all the task lists. That is usually a reference of some things that have happened that I usually can't cover on stream visually. So things that I can just talk about, like relationships, I can't show the people, and I can't show, for instance, some of the things, the ideas or concepts. And that's the last portion of the stream, aside from the take-home message, which at the very last, probably 30 seconds or so, I'm going to deliver a take-home message, which is, of course, to take care of your health and so on and so forth. So look forward to that. That being said, let's just dive right into it. I should mention very quickly, quick disclaimer, I did this in a previous live stream. 2 things. First, I covered this as like a time record of my life. It's a digital physical extension, so you should understand I'm going to be honest, real, and genuine, which means that I'm not going to shy away from things that may or may not be negative. It means that I'm not going to be PC about this, right? I cover the good, the bad, and the ugly. Okay, could be real raw about that. Otherwise, there's no point in me doing this. Another portion of the stream that I should mention, and this is really a reminder for myself, is that today I missed. This should be on the task list on the left-hand side. I forgot to watch one of my live streams before starting the stream, so bear with me, forgive me if my voice is a little scrappy, a little bit high-pitched or whatever. It's because, like, what I'm supposed to do is review one of my previous live streams, get a good example of what I did wrong and what I did well, and then right before the stream I'll have a good mindset of what I should be entering the live stream with, in terms of my vocals, in terms of my speech patterns, in terms of my engagement. So with that being said, I didn't do that this morning. I should get into habit of doing that, and I apologize if I haven't done that. So let's get started. Expand this photograph right here. We're going to start up right here. This is a class 4 item. So class 4 items are things I received. Wow, that took a long time, 4 minutes. This is an item I received from one of my business partners, and KM, I talked about her previous live streams, just abbreviation. She's a fantastic individual, and she gave me this book here. You can see it's of Usana Health Sciences Athletics Magazine. No, not Athletics Magazine, but it's Usana's magazine. And in that particular special edition, they featured all the Olympic athletes that take our business products. And so one of the things that I asked her for was, she keeps talking about these testimonials. And I always ask her, can you give me the references? Because I know that if I have clients, they're going to ask me, where am I getting my sources from? And not everyone's going to ask, but, just in case, even for my own interest, I want to see, for example, the World Tennis Organization Association, the Women's Tennis Association, or the University of Australia, Sydney, or HKUC, so Hong Kong University. Like, these affiliations, they have their sources. I want the references. I'm a STEM-oriented, scientifically oriented person. I want the references, the primary research. I don't want someone to just tell me that these products are great. I want to be able to do the research myself and see that the evidence is there to back up my claims. So that's that. And she gave me this. She said, okay, that's great. Yeah, I have this magazine, and I thank her for that. So next, we also have the printed new price lists on the side. So we have our products have not actually changed, but there's some minor changes there in terms of turning certain packages from temporary into permanent. So that's great. So she printed me out some of those, and that's what this photograph is all about. On the bottom right hand side, we also have some food. So this one's not related to business. This is more got to do with nutrition. If I can expand it a little bit here. That's a TNT Chinese brand, pork cabbage buns. And if I get rid of this right now, let me see if I can find here. There we go. Get rid of that. We'll start with this one. So this is a continuation of the TNT supermarket. So this is a Chinese steam bun. So pork cabbage bun, just some stuff. These are class two items, meaning that they have to do with items that I'm not supposed to be eating because they come from my guardians. And I've mentioned in previous streams, lots of domestic household issues stemming for 3 decades of divorce, 6-figure debt, a lot of arguments, screaming, beatings, dragging you out, threats of abandonment. A lot of that kind of stuff led to a lot of my insecurities, and that's my responsibility now to take care of this. And so the point is I'm eating food that I shouldn't be, because this is not my food, this is their food, this is my guardian's food. And if I can't feel comfortable eating this, then I should just stop eating it. But I've been into this stress-induced binge eating, and that's my fault, and I've got to stop that. So these cabbage buns here, a lot of symbolism, right? A lot of symbolism, but it does, I have to record it because, like I said, this is something I hope to be able to stop in the future, to stop, first of all, binge eating, stop succumbing to my temptations of stress, managing the project, caregiving, business, full-time work, all that kind of stuff, but also to eventually just be completely independent and control my impulses. So we have that. We also have the drinks down here. That one is a TNT brand. So more lighthearted, of course. We can talk about the nutritional facts here. This one's not to do with relationships or domestic issues. You can just say that, there's a TNT brand. So you can find that from a Chinese supermarket. High on sugar. So we're talking nutrition now. 36 grams of sugar per 375 milliliters, I believe. It's insane. I should not have drank this at all. Let's move on. Okay, we have another 8 minutes left. Okay, we're already past the point of stream. All right, moving on. We have this kind of stuff here this morning. All right, so these are some of the business products I have that I'm using for breakfast. So I have the Fibergy, and in fact, you can see that actually this groceries I purchased from No Frills. So some prebiotic bread, mixed it in with some pumpkin spice, used on a Nutritional meal replacement, plus Fibergy. Plus some ground flax seeds, and that's just from the grocery store, Joe's Tasty Travel, some brand like that. Real cheap. You can get that from like Walmart or something. That's some shit like that. It'll cost like $5 or less, $4, $3 for a portion that can last you half a year. Chia seeds, ground flax, all that kind of good stuff. High on fiber, omega-3 fatty acids, so on and so forth. Okay. You can also see the panel there has also a lot of ingredients that I use to package my lunch. So today I just took 2 slices of bread, put some chicken bologna and some dried onions and stuff like that, and put that together. And so that was pretty much it. Here's another photograph I need to cover really importantly, because you can see all the nutritional facts. And I mentioned about 3-4 days ago that I tried out the meal replacement from my molecular and biocellular nutritional company that I work as an associate for. So kind of like business oriented. So Basically, I forgot to take photographs of the nutritional facts, and I finally got it done today. It wasn't a big deal. I missed it last time, but I did it today, so that's great. And I needed to do this for not only the meal replacement, but also for this one down here, which was on the thumbnail. This is the portion of fiber. So if just a tiny, like maybe a tablespoon of this Fiber G brand product is enough to give maybe about 12 grams of fiber, which is about 40% of your daily serving of fiber. So you can just dump this into anything that you drink, like a smoothie, or into your oatmeal, or into your yogurt, or whatever. And that's what I do for the morning. So I didn't have to do it until recently because I've been having constipation issues. That's tied into my binge eating, and that's my fault. Getting addicted with food, my fault. Who else can I blame for that? So I gotta stop that shit. All right, moving on. Okay, covered this photograph already. That's great. Okay, so we also received class 4 items. So this is a coconut drink, Kirkland brand. It says organic water. I think this is about the second last photograph. And it comes from, again, my colleague, ML. She keeps trying to help me. I'm extremely independent, almost obsessively so. And she keeps giving me more gifts. Once again, I've done this for the past 2 weeks, just showing gratitude and appreciation for one of my colleagues. Fantastic individual. She's kind of like a big sister to me, an aunt or whatever. And she just keeps saying, you don't have to do this by yourself, It's fine just to be able to cooperate and communicate and work with a team. And that's something I need a lot of improvement with. Okay, moving on. Second last photograph, we have all these brands. So I had to just reshuffle some photographs, some screenshots on the phone here. And this is just basically my brand photographs. You can see me on the bottom right hand side. That's like a year and a half ago. I took that photograph, glitched it up, added some effects. And we also have my cover banner as well as my profile picture that I pretty much designed and knocked it up on Microsoft Word. And that's hilarious, but you can actually do a lot if you're persevering enough. There is something I missed. What I would like to do, it might cut off the music, so forgive me for a second here. Alright, so there's a photograph that I'm supposed to include right here. So, no, the music's on, that's good. You can see right in the middle, right in the middle, in this dead center, there's 3 photographs of what looks to be like an envelope. My thumb's kind of pointing towards it. That's basically having to do with finance. So now we shifted from diet to domestic to relationships to whatever. We're on to finance now, and residency, so household basics of living. And I pay my rent for this household, this room in a household shared by 5 different families, including the landlord. So it's a very crowded place. But the point is, every 3 months I have to pay the rent, right? So that's how I schedule it into a quarterly basis, just like I do the phone bill on a monthly basis. And you have your own way of doing your utilities. I don't know how you do it. You can leave your ideas in the comment section. But basically, relatable stuff here. I just pay my bills. I had to write up the checks for the end of this month, so the first quarter into 2021, and then also for the next quarter, just to be ready for that. So that's that. Okay, and then eventually I have to file for income tax return. So that's another thing. Anyways, we can get rid of the photographs now and just get up. That took way too much time, but that's all right. So let's move the task list to the side. I have to mention the task list. I can't really cover it on time. I noticed that immediately. So this is region D1 right here. Ooh, at least expanded, man. Region D1, and over here on this side is region A7. So the one thing I have to mention here, A7, there's this check. That's the write-up check for basically the place I'm renting out. So I got one prepped, I got a second one prepped. So it's A7. I'm gonna just stash it right here and say that I'm gonna wait until maybe like the end, 2 weeks before the end of the month, and then I'll submit it to the subletter. There's one copy down there somewhere. Region A5. Okay, so now we're gonna move on to the business products. I need to sort out. I have less than about a minute, and so here's the Usana Health Sciences kind of thing here. Here's the book. I can take some scans and screenshots of this, and then put it on the backup like a drive. Same thing with all the associate price lists. The products have been updated. We have these cards here as well, some promotional items, and then we have also the invoices and the bags. So what I can do is I can just have to scan everything. I've only scanned through half of them, and then once I've done all the paperwork, I can just put them over there in region A7 or whatever, A5. I have less than 10 seconds, so take home message, take care of your health, your finances. Hope to see a better version of you as well as myself in the next live stream. I'll continue off of this tomorrow morning. Ahn Rho signing out. Ciao.